Welcome to the Gastro Nerd. I'm Julianne Fader, and it's summertime, which means it's tea time. There's nothing I enjoy more than a glass of freshly brewed tea on a hot summer day. Iced tea. I like hot tea during the year, and I like iced tea in the summer because it keeps me refreshed and a little buzzed. It's good. But what kind of tea to buy? Now, the tea world is tremendous. And how do you even brew tea? So many wonderful questions. Let's start with the basics. What is tea? Tea comes from a plant, little leaves, little buds. We pick up the top buds. And actually, all tea, whether it's black, green, white tea, oolong, comes from the same type of plant. It's how we treat it that it makes it different. Whether we toast it, whether we oxidize it, all these wonderful things makes it different. So fascinating, right? Same plant, but different treatments. Obviously, depending on where the plant comes from, has slightly different flavor, but at the core, all tea is the same. Very beautiful, very poetic. How do I brew tea? Well, classically, you need hot water and tea leaves, and you have tea. Hot water, I particularly enjoy this old guy, electric kettle. You literally just plug it into the wall and you press the on button, that's it, and you're good to go in a matter of seconds. Of course, if you don't have or feel like investing in one, they're not very expensive, but if you don't need one, if you have a stove, that's ideal too. You can just put some water on a stove and boil it. Wow. But when it comes to picking out what type of tea to drink, that can get overwhelming. Now, the lazy man's tea is the tea bag. This is a little something my brother picked up for me when he was living in England. The English like tea? I had no idea. This is a little tea packet, right? Ooh. It's funny how it, if you see it jiggle, ooh, the little powder's coming out of it. You'll notice it's not defined leaves, it's more like a powder. That's because to make tea bags, they really can use any part of tea, generally the leftovers, not the best part. Is it bad? No. Is it the best quality? No. So it's a good general, it's so easy. All you have to do is boil water and stick this in, you have tea, right? But if you want to kick your tea game up a notch, invest in loose leaf tea. Ooh. I have a little treasure trove right here. I collect teas. I'm a bit of a connoisseur. Not really, but I just like collecting them so I can put them in a box and play with them. Sometimes we don't really grow up. But these happen to be, I'm going through an oolong phase. Recently I was in a black tea phase, then a green tea phase. In fact, I like all of them. I don't like to discriminate. But when it comes to right now, I'm feeling oolong. It has kind of a little bit of a smokiness to it. It's wonderful, complex. It is, and my friend also has an oolong company called the Tea Company. Check it out online, te-nyc.com. It's in my podcast coming up soon too. But if you can see, if you actually loose leaf tea, ooh, it's like actual, you can tell they're leaves that have been treated and they shrink and they're crazy, and then you put them in a tea pot. You probably saw Beauty and the Beast. Remember Mrs. Potts? Not as cute, I don't know. You can use any sort of teapot, but if you have something like this, a little strainer, you might see the holes. Yep. This will help strain out the tea. So it's good to have a big one like this so the tea can really brew and mix around and mingle. This is a great thing to have, and it's super easy. All you do is you pop the leaves right in there, pour the water, wait a few minutes, generally like 2 to 3 minutes. Done, you have tea. You want iced tea? Stick it in the fridge or put an ice cube in it. Of course, you can also do cold brew, which is super easy. You put cold water onto tea, let it sit at room temperature for about a half hour, and then you can stick it in the fridge overnight, and the next day or a couple hours you have cold brewed tea. And it's generally about a teaspoon per glass or so. A couple teaspoons, you can make it as strong as you like. Sometimes I err on the strong side, but think about this. This is about enough. This little is a cup. And the beauty of tea, unlike coffee, is you can re-brew tea. So I oftentimes, when making a big batch of iced tea, example, ooh, I'm a little low. This is my tea. It looks like iced tea because it's iced tea. And I get one of these, I brew some tea in here, If I don't feel like drinking it hot, I'll pour it into here and then I'll stick it in the fridge, and then I have iced tea whenever I want. I don't like sweet things, generally. I don't like sweet tea. I don't like drinking a lot of sweet sugar. You might. That's probably more normal. What's a great way to make iced tea sweet? Add simple syrup. Simple syrup is 1 part water to 1 part sugar. Granulated sugar is fine. Literally all you have to do is get hot water and mix in the sugar so it dissolves and you have simple syrup, right? Of course, if you're just doing hot tea, you can just put sugar right into it. Or of course you can put honey too. I love honey too. It's a little more complex in flavor, but great. So that's tea 101. Like I said, step 1, tea bags. Step 2, turn it up a notch and invest in loose leaf tea. I promise you it actually will taste much better. And you'll be quite a connoisseur. And you can start getting all the cool tea accessories too. You don't have any of these and you want a little tea on the go? There are these really cool tea bag filters. They look kind of like tea bags, because they are. And you can get these too. Pretty much any tea store has them. And you can just put the tea right in here and then stick it in and it's like a tea bag. I feel like I said tea bag a lot. That's Brewing with the Gastro Nerd. Tea time. Classy. So now you can really up your tea game and enjoy some wonderful tea this summer and then of course into the winter too. Thanks for watching. I'm Julianne Fader. I expect you'll have some delicious tea in your future. And stay tuned for more delicious nerdiness to come.